Hi, it's Tiger Todd with Hero School, and I'm so excited that you're going to be part of Hero School's Suit-Up at Aristocrat Gaming. Now, Hero School Suit-Up, just so you know, is a 24-hour roughly process whereby we run students through a live Tony Robbins experience, then an experts panel, then the next day during the job fair on campus at UNLV, we have a complete suit-up center, like a pop-up shop, if you will, but an entire room filled with suits and professional clothing. So that the students who get motivated to ramp up and get ready to go to work can get suited at no cost to them. So it's open to UNLV students and UNLV alumni. What's important for you right now in this video, this is for Aristocrat Speed Coaches. So now you may be a certified coach, and then you don't have to be for Hero School, because most of the speed of coaching happens in the live presentation. We can do so much more in a large group and get everyone on the same page. So for example, if you were to study Robbins-Madonna's coaching training, and one of my companies is a certified Robbins-Madonna's, Chloe Madonna's, the esteemed psychologist, Tony Robbins, everyone knows, the consultant to the top 50 companies in America. They've developed 7 master steps, and I'll run those off for you right now, because what we're going to do is just understand you've got 2 to 3 minutes with a student after this live event. How do you direct them and help them overcome their fears of maybe engaging with people they don't know? How do you get them to do that, to launch toward the future of their career, if they've never had a job especially? How do you get them to do it in such a short time? So for example, if we had a standard 90-day, 180-day coaching arrangement, it'd be very different. And this might be, these 7 master steps might be the right way. For example, step 1 is to understand and appreciate their world. Of course, we want to take the time to do that. We don't necessarily have time at UNLV when we have students in one group that, you know, between classes. So we're going to try to shortcut these. We're going to call it a preemptive strike. So to read off the 7 master steps, and then we'll show you where we're going to start as speed coaches. We could probably do this all in about 5 minutes. So you ready? Here we go. Understand and appreciate their world. What's their driving force? What's their guiding force? What's their fuel of choice? What gets them going? What's their intrinsic motivation? Maybe extrinsic is what gets them there. Intrinsic is what keeps them going, right? Second one that you would do as a master step is you create a base and get leverage. Why are they doing it? What's their why, right? Simon Sinek said, start with why, right? What is their why to getting a job? And many students, if their parents are still paying the bills, well, there isn't really necessarily a why. Maybe they're afraid of trying something. Maybe they say, well, what if I don't like it and now I want to try something else? You know, we've gone through this, right? Third on the list here for the 7 master steps is to destroy any negative thinking. Now, this is not something we want to do to a college student, right? But we want to at least get past any of those obstacles. And I figure what we can do, because the live event, the hour and a half plus our experts panel, will help the group as a whole almost exponentially, because we leverage nonverbal communication, can help them overcome the 3. So by the time these students get contact with a speed coach, by the time they get that contact with you, they're ready to launch. Here's step 4. This is where we begin as speed coaches. We create an empowering alternative. We condition the new alternative, and then we can connect them to a higher purpose. We can do this by saying, hey, imagine what it's going to be like working for XYZ company or Aristocrat. We can help them think toward the future instead of dwell on the past, or dwell on where they don't think they're good enough because, hey, they're young, they don't have experience yet. We're going to show them in our live event on Tuesday, March 6th. We're going to get them to understand 3 common barriers to communication, how to overcome the 3 primary fears that go along with it. We're going to help them understand, from my school of psychology, we're going to help them understand the 4 habits of, we'll call it helplessness, and the 4 laws of what we teach is in entrepreneurship or intrapreneurship. So for example, many people that are new into the work world, and maybe we get frustrated by this with people that we had worked with in the past. They might want something more without adding more value. So what do? We teach the first law is to add value first. We also know that accountability is a big deal in business, isn't it? And so we teach them to take the blame, just to take responsibility, even for stuff they didn't do, just so we can move on and toward the future. The third law of entrepreneurship is we learn vertically, right? Like Emerson said, everyone is my superior in some way. So in that, I learn from him or her. So we're going to get them to overcome their trust issue of people vertically, because maybe they've been trained to learn only horizontally, friends, family, fellow students who are in their same situation. And then finally, when we go from finding an expert, a mentor, someone who's their superior in some way, we want them to just try what that expert says instead of retreat back into a story or an excuse or some reason why they don't feel they can. Okay, so we're going to, let's say we're going to use Brian Tracy's philosophy, where he said, set a goal that will make you stretch for what it will make of you to achieve it. So a speed coach is doing just that. We're going to embrace the students, maybe before, maybe even during the live presentation on Tuesday, March 6th at the UNLV Student Union in the theater. And then after the experts panel, you're going to have some time with them. And if you're returning on March 7th during the Suit-Up experience, which is the job fair and the suiting experience, if you're there as a speed coach, then really all we're doing them is helping them to get the courage, get dressed up, and then get up there to that job fair and go make that connection. Got it? Are you good with that? Finally, one last thing. Now, there are tons of classes and tons of experts that maybe they've already listened to, that you and I have listened to, on how to get a job. And so what we teach at Hero School are three things. We say, look, if you're going to make the pitch to get a job, three things are important. There's you. What are you bringing to the table? What are your skills? What are your character traits? Are you reliable? Are you fluent in this software suite, for example? Secondly, there's the business. There's the business you're going to be working for. And so you have to understand something about that business before you make the pitch. So these are things speed coaches clearly can reinforce to help those students on March 6th and 7th. And then finally, what does my adding my abilities to your business, what's the result? What can we do together? And so, for example, we're going to be teaching them, say, hey, look, I'm going to bring, this might be the objective statement of their resume. I'm going to bring my abilities to do this, that, and the other, to reach people, bring them to your restaurant, to get the people to come back so you can continue to expand, so you can meet the goals of your mission. So really, that's all we're doing as speed coaches. We're going to do it in just 2 or 3 minutes per student, and you're going to make some great relationships, have a lot of fun, and you're going to watch some amazing transformations at the UNLV Hero School Suit-Up. Okay, we're so glad to have you on board. Thank you so much for listening to me. Try to share this in a New York minute, but I think we can do this. All right, Wonder to Empower us. Activate.